Movie 6. Is there anything you can talk about it?
The only thing I can 100% tell you is the Ghostface will return for Scary Movie 6. 100%. I mean, Marlon already confirmed that by taking a photo with a Ghostface, you know? And that is not me in that photo. So I know that the script was around for a while, and there was one by Mike Binder. That was the original auspice. That was announced about 6 months ago. And as they were putting the cast together, it maneuvered in a way that Marlon Wayans was like, oh, I'll do it, but I want to own the rights. I want to get those rights back. And then once he got that, then it's sort of like, I want to make the script funnier. Because the Wayans will never do just someone else's scripts.
Yeah.
You know, they're too funny, and they're going to bring too much funny to it. So right now it's going through a quick, like, reimagining and rewrite, but from what I know of the original script, it did fall in line with what Scary Movie did, with really following the story of the Screams. So this would be like the Scream 4, 5, and 6. Or was it just Scream 5 and 6?
Yeah, 5 and 6.
5 and 6. Well, there's 7 coming out, right? So
and I think that
6
takes place not with the last 2 that just came out.
Got it, because they fired a bunch of them. But yeah, so the Scream 5 and 6. So and that's where you come in. We'll probably be using like the original mask here, done up as like just how they did in Scream 6. You know, like how it's the aged mask. So we could take this mold we now have, and so it'll be exact, but also have you artistically age it up to be a spoof of the Scary Movie or Scream 6. Don't forget, there's also I Know What You Did Last Summer in the original Scary Movie, and now they have a new I Know What You Did Last Summer coming out.
Yeah, so I think another year or two that's going to be coming out.
Right, but what we will do is get the script. I'm going to go in and pretend to be Jennifer Love Hewitt. I'm just going to shave really tightly. You know, I'm just kidding. But we'll get a hold of that script if the movie's not out. We're going to get a hold of the script and then make sure that there's jokes that are, you know, matching in that. And I also think that it'll cover stuff like the Terrifier films, Saw, whatever is sort of new right now. That's, you know, like what are some of the new hot ones that are out? You know, obviously Terrifier, and then the Halloween. The last 3 Halloween trilogies, because that also took place years later too. So if you have this Scream thing taking place generationally years later, and now you have Halloween taking place generationally years later.
It seems like that's the thing now with all these new horror movies coming
and if we bring back Anna Faris, it'll be her like years later, like what has she done? Has she created a house to sort of like catch Ghostface in, but it's all backfiring or something like that, you know what I mean? So it could be a lot of fun.
So far from what I've seen online, there's a lot of people who are really excited for this movie. The one thing they're really curious about is, do you think they'd be holding back on the jokes just because the world we live in now?
Well, first of all, that is a great question. And the fact that we're even asking that or worrying about that tells me that we need to not hold back.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I totally agree.
And I'm not, you know, look, I don't want to have to offend anybody, but I think everybody should be lighter and be able to laugh at themselves and be able to joke in the world.
Like the way to separate themselves from a movie to like real life.
Sure, but at the same time, it's also you sort of like censoring artists and not even really like a straight up censor, but bottlenecking creativity. And I'm talking, that has a way of dripping into the entire world. Okay, so if you're saying, oh, you can't do those jokes, and then, well, you can't make those paintings, you can't write that book.
And that's what made this
so
whole
it all pushes like this, and it affects, it's a sort of trickle down thing that it affects everything in the world. You know what I mean? It makes everything where, well, we're all wearing Dockers, and we all look like we work at Blockbuster Video all of a sudden. Everyone has their hair parted the same way. So you got to be able to express yourself just the same way that people want to be their authentic self, which is the way to be happy in life. Be your authentic self. And if you can't be your authentic self where you're at, go where you can. Go where you can, because you're always stuck with you. So go be you where you can be allowed. That's what I say. And then on top of that, that's why this comedy needs to be no holds barred, take no prisoner, and funny as fuck.